Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Honda Respawn. Maven just shattered his toy. Oh my god. I'm crying, man.
I tried to sit him like this in front of me, and the leg just literally flew.
Anyways,
welcome.
I'm the dude, man. This is Maven, and that's Mr.x.
Hi.
Yeah, I actually can't see him. I bought a dude shirt. You know what it is. I bought the Big Lebowski shirt. Yeah. I had to. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight into things.
Oh, you got it together now? Yes.
I'm back.
Are you mentally composed, Scott?
15 seconds before we went live, he was like in tears. This Master Chief
cried that hard since Bambi. Just absolutely, or since Rory and Amy episode. That was bad.
Yeah,
too.
that was incredibly depressing.
But anyway, so big news today on Twitter from us. We have decided to come out of retirement. Me, X, Mr.x, that is, Maven, I was going to say his name twice, and Golden Boy are going to be competing in a Halo 4 tournament.
Well, okay.
Ish.
How did
Ish. We're never going to win a single game.
No, we're going to win a game.
It's going to be hilarious, though.
See, I like X's mentality. Because he's just as delusional as me, and Golden Boy's above all of us with delusion.
You three are delusional, and I just have like zero ambition. I'm very pessimistic.
Yeah.
Like in the group chat, Maven was like, "Oh yeah, you know, it'll be good. Like we'll lose a little bit." Me and Scott are like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, I didn't.
We're at the table here.
I didn't.
Yeah, like I fully expect the stream we do to be just a riot. Like it's going to be very, very fun. I just don't expect much winning.
My shot earlier wasn't bad.
Yeah, mine was good. I was crushing.
Good, Scott.
No, I had to like start icing my arm 10 minutes in because it was just like shooting.
Show him the arm. Show him the arm.
I don't think you can see like how bad it's actually.
It looks. I can see it. Oh man, it looks like.
But
it's like a bear trap snapped on your elbow.
I lean when I play, so my elbow sits right on my like bony ass knee, and it's just shooting. It's terrible.
Yeah, so the event's Iron Gaming's Halo 4 event. We have no idea how it works, but the best thing about being a player is you never have to pay attention to the rules. You just kind of go with it.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know what game modes they play.
Oh, I have no idea what game modes. I don't really even know how to qualify. I just think we have to play in an online event or something.
Yeah. Well, this originally started with, hey, let's talk about Halo today. Then Scott's like, hey, let's play Halo Reach. And then I hung up the phone, and then he calls me back. And he's like, dude, we're competing in Iron Game 4-on-4 Halo 4 competition. I'm like, all right.
You know me, man. I'm a go-getter.
This time of year is kind of, after COD Champs, like, it's kind of, I mean, there's still a lot going on, obviously, with the 2K and MLG and stuff, but it just sort of tapers down a little bit, the excitement level after COD Champs. So you've had, like, Aches has been on, like, playing a bunch of Halo with, like, Nick, one of them, and then after, Tuger joined Complexity to play in the 2K, and they were knocked out in about 7.5 minutes.
Yeah.
They ended up playing like Reach and streaming all day. I think Crim6 had like, I don't know, 1,500 or so viewers playing Halo Reach.
You know, I really think right now, as long as the event, like a Halo event's executed well and done right, I think people just kind of miss Halo.
Yeah,
they do.
Because it's been a staple for what, 11 years running, basically, pretty much, and to just see it just flatline and not exist anymore, and like. Now, if you go to Twitch, the only person you're watching is going to be like Sudeth 1. And like.
That's terrible.
They much rather watch odds.
But
right?
it was actually kind of, we played for a little bit just before this, just kind of ran around and shot. And it was a lot of fun. Like back when I was playing it like 10, 12 hours a day for God knows what reason. I got so, I guess, fed up with the game. But I don't know, it was fun.
We were dominating people too. This guy's the chance.
I think.
Well, to be fair, I watched Scott play in a free for all. I think his first 3 engagements, the player was just looking in circles. Like it's like you were permanently camouflaged. He had no idea what was going on.
You know why?
No
it's
clue.
The beard.
You spun him up.
Oh, spun him like a web. Like a spider. But yeah, it should be pretty interesting. So if anyone out there is looking to game. Right after this show's done, we're going to head home, and we're going to be grinding all.
Yeah, we're going to play all night.
And by all night, we're old, so we'll probably be in bed by midnight.
We're going to bring in viewers because we want to start, like, all right, let's say we're going to play people on a scale of 1 to 10. We want to start in that, like, 2 to 2.5 range.
Yeah. We like to set the bar as low as possible, so standards are always met.
Yeah, so spinning in circles is fine, but maybe shooting your gun.
Yeah. I don't want to lose any games, even against viewers.
X, let me ask you.
Me and Scott are going to be arguing over like power weapons and stuff the entire night.
Yeah. X, let me ask you something. What made you start playing Halo? Because it was kind of like he's the kind of the one who like started like playing Halo with like Ogre 2 and stuff. Like what the hell happened?
I wanted something to play. And, I've always had fun on Halo. I played Halo 2 like an infinite amount of hours. And Halo 3 I played a little bit. And then Reach I played a lot. Halo 4 I really didn't touch much, but I've always had fun with the Halo franchise, man. There's something about it. It's just like you actually have to like aim to be able to kill people. Like, you have to win in games. It's not like you see somebody and you're insta dead. You need to win the gun battles, and I like games like that because
that's
what I excel.
That's why I think some people are starting to play too. Is just because pretty much not everyone, but most COD pros to some degree have some history in Halo. They played it or followed it on MLG.
The majority played,
Halo and some players just looking it seems like just looking for something else to
mess around with. It's funny. Did you see Burnsoft's tweet the other day, or Enables?
Yeah. Oh, that was the funniest thing I've...
Go ahead, lay it out for him, because I don't want to do it. So you
so basically, Enables in the Curse House, he wants to go play Halo Reach, and he has Burnsoft for his Halo Reach disc, and Burnsoft gives it to him, and the disc is signed by Enable.
Yeah, that's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And Burns tweeted the picture of him and Enable, like when that happened, I guess, and Burns still looks like relatively the same.
Yeah.
Enable, on the other hand, looks like a 12-year-old child.
Yeah, he's about the exact same height as Karma in the picture.
Oh, yeah, he looks like it's a dainty little leprechaun.
Instead of, a mature, grown-up
leprechaun.
Yeah. Yeah, well, which is normal to the ginger race.
But that's, I don't know, it's kind of, when we kind of switched over from Halo to COD, obviously, Halo was, at least viewership-wise, tournament-wise, playlist-wise for people playing, it was pretty much at an all-time low. But we've said I don't have. I'm a realist, I guess I'd say. I don't have a ton of hope necessarily for the franchise going forward, but with the guys that we know that are working with it, we know 343 is putting a lot of time in, and we know Ghost is there, we know Dursky there, Neighbors there as playtesters, so obviously they're putting in a lot of time. But my point with this is, I'm telling you, man, Ghost was kind of a downhill a bit from Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone would say that. If the next COD, which is, I guess, with Sledgehammer, which hasn't really, is kind of their first title solo.
Yeah, we haven't really seen much.
If they out,
care about each.
Oh, no, they do, I'm sure. But if it ends up being a kind of like Ghost, where it's a so-so competitive title, and then Halo somehow is the beast, who knows, man?
It's got a real shot, man. It has a real shot.
For me, there's a couple things that have to come into play here, and we're gonna after this first part, we'll probably talk about like what needs to be in the game and everything. But I really think with the launch, everyone knows going into each COD title for the past 3 years, there's going to be a COD Champs, there's going to be an XP, whatever it's going to be called that year. They've known that for years. So they've been able to grind it out, and they've been able, whether it's a pub match or they have to grind online like Rage Nation did or however it works, they knew that there's a lot of money there.
Yeah.
Within the first month, 343 just needs to announce if there's going to be a big tournament like that. Because if Global Championships was announced when the game came out, people would be like, okay, I'd be kind of dumb to not play. It's like
I would have played it.
Halo 4 Global Championships, for me, I was at Champs. I was at Halo 4 Global Championships. On an pure fan girl screaming excitement level, Global Champs blew it out of the water.
Over to COD Champs.
Yeah. Out of the water.
I didn't even get to step inside the venue until after.
That not even just from a venue, production wise, venue wise, they were both amazing. But from a fan perspective of watching it, that 1v1 between Ace and Pistola, dude, I had chills and was screaming my ass off. That was wild. So if they come out and announce they're going to do this type of stuff, and there's going to be. What was it for first? How much total money was it?
200K.
It was 200K. It was a total. It was a total of $400,000.
Yeah,
so just like COD.
If they announce, let's say they announce they're going to have 4 $100,000 events or whatever it could be. If that's announced, early on or before the game even launches, if you think people aren't going to want to play it, they will.
Well, yeah. It's just like Major League Baseball. Who the hell honestly gives two shits about MLB 2015? Right. You want to pitch the no-hitter so you get $1 million. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to put up $1 million, but if they were to come out and Bravo, as the community manager, just goes basically, we have decided to do a 4v4 global championship. The prize is going to be around, $500,000 total dollars. Yeah. People would be like, we've been dealing with Arena Gaming League, who basically sucks and doesn't exist anymore and just screwed everyone over. I trust them because they're the guys.
It could be as much as I want to be 4v4, obviously, just because 44 is fantastic. Like, I hope they do something again like that free for all. Dude, that
1v1
was. I don't care if you even like Halo, man. I know people that watched it that were just. It's so tense, man. Like that one kill. Like I was legit freaking out. It was so exciting.
What do you think it should be? I mean, in the sense of appealing to the masses, free for all's it. Like it's just. It makes the most sense. You can appeal to anyone and everyone with free-for-all.
Well, they could do both. I mean, back in the day, obviously, with Halo 2.
Well, that's how they used to do seeding.
Yeah, and the free-for-all was a huge deal. But you could put, if they had, I don't know, let's say it was 100,000 they were going to do, for instance. Maybe if they did like 80 for the 44 and like 20 for the free-for-all. Even that, if it was 20 is a ton of money for a free-for-all. If they have that type of money to throw around, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But if you put that much money in a free-for-all, I just don't know. Because the thing that was most exciting about Pistola Ace was the fact that you knew it was like 200,000 for the one guy, 70,000 for the other. So it was like one kill for 130 grand basically, and it was.
And it went down to the wire.
Yeah,
it was a tie to a sudden death. That's insane.
And I watched it earlier again.
Oh no, I've watched it probably like 20 times. And
you guys are going to be really pissed off at
it. It makes me sweat.
I've only ever watched the one on the tie, the 1v1 match for the.
But you never watched the actual
I never watched
last
the whole thing.
kill?
You weren't there.
I watched I was working the Borderlands booth and I brought it up on my phone.
Yeah, I was in the venue like live and it was just.
I saw it was tied 5-5 and. Ola,
I think it was 5-5. Something.
It was either like 5-5 or it was 5-5.
I think Ola had a couple kill lead and Ace came back.
Ola had like a 2 or 3 kill lead in a minute.
Ola goes up 6-5 and then Ace clutches it because Ola challenged, and then it went to the tie. So I've never seen the first couple of kills. I still to this day have no idea what the hell happened.
Never seen the replay though, the sudden death?
No, that's what I've seen.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. Which
But,
was like
dude, live there it was just I mean, I was sitting next to, Elamite.
Kyle.
I was sitting next to Kyle, Ace's brother, and #Kyle. And and it was, dude, just sitting there next to him, like while his little brother's up there, like, dude, it was wild.
Dude, the Elam's, Mr. Elam has some magical genetics. He's produced a U.S. champion and a world champion. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to discuss what needs to be in the next Halo. Stay tuned. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Respawn. Gandhi, Maven.x.
Hey.
It's time. All right. Right off the break, number one thing that needs to be in the next Halo, starting off with you, X. You can only pick one thing.
Just get rid of sprint. Is that like, that's not really adding anything.
No.
Kind of taken away.
Well, we'll do features, like ranks.
Oh, well, okay, fine.
We'll do features first, and then we'll go into...
There needs to be a ranking system like Halo 2. I think Halo 2 probably had the best matchmaking too. I would think we'd all agree on that. And I think there needs to be like some kind of broadcaster mode like all these other games have now.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, there's no
broadcaster, spectator, or...
At least have a theater. Oh no, 40 didn't have theater mode. So
no,
it needs.
I mean, a theater mode's huge. Like if we look at all the Halos, right? Like every one got a little bit better than the other one. Like Halo 2 was better than Halo 1 in the sense that it had Xbox Live. Yeah. If Halo 1 had Xbox Live, we wouldn't be here today because we'd still be
it's weird.
Strung out in
Halo
our
4 was kind of a step backwards with that type of stuff because it really has usually. Ow. Okay. My arm.
it was a step backwards, but I mean, like, look at Halo 3 introduced the theater, which everyone loved in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. They loved it. They could go back. It was an easy upload. You can talk over it. Fantastic. Halo Reach, better shot registration. Still had a theater mode, but not so good. And then they changed the ranked playlist all up. And then Halo 4, the best hit detection by far. Like, when you shoot people, they actually die, as opposed to, like, Halo 3, which is awful, because we played it that one time. It was terrible. Remember how bad that was?
Yeah, we played Halo 3 online, and, like, I don't think I had fun for 1 second. Like, I had fun because I was, like, playing, with you and the Cochrans, and that was fun because we could scream and yell and have a good time. But the number of times I was sure I 4-shot someone, and I'm not even sure if I got 2 shots on them, was just amazing. It drove me nuts. But, it's definitely gotten much better online, and I think it will continue to improve, especially when they jump up to, 60 frames, and with the improved...
60 frames is going to make the game look so much better, because that's, like, my main problem I have with Halo 4 right now.
They'll have designated servers, too, which will be fan-freaking-tastic.
It does.
I would hope so.
I would assume so, right?
Dude, it's 2014.
If it doesn't have designated servers, that would be kind of backwards. But
it's like they're going to be releasing closer to 2015.
See what
they have to.
I want them to kind of do it. Like I wish they could do it kind of like PC to a degree. Like if you're doing matchmaking, obviously it's designated service, but then also for custom games, you can do designated servers as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's how. I mean, PC.
I wonder if that works that way though with console, which is a question for like Quinn De La Hoya or something like that. But I don't.
That would make. I mean, the reason that would be awesome is because like that would make these online qualifiers and stuff like a 2K or whatever might be involved in Halo. Who knows? But that type of stuff would be so much more legitimate if everyone's playing on. Something they're all pinging reasonably to instead of something, we saw in kind of the 2K, just this stuff with, I felt like every other tweet I saw yesterday was something about
that's just,
Warriors.
That's just Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. That's just how that is. But I think that there's just no way in hell you can release a competitive game without spectator mode now.
No.
I think those days are done. Like, think about what you're going to need just to run an event alone. Like, I'm talking small grassroots, right? You're looking at 8 capture cards and then a PC to be able to handle that?
Not feasible anymore.
Just thinking about, kind of our change from casting at AGL and then casting in COD. It's so the difference is just hilarious. Thinking about we had to basically, it was kind of one was on reaction was like or reactive like proactive. Like we had to like kind of react to the switcher in Halo. Like we couldn't really
you have no
stuff
control
and build stuff. We just had to kind of talk about what the person controlling what we saw went to.
Yeah.
Whereas in COD, it's on us to follow the minimap and kind of not really paint kind of paint a picture, build a story, but like hopping between people, which when you can control it in some kind of broadcasting mode, it's
a lot
easier.
The
difference is like if you haven't, I mean, most people obviously haven't commented. If you have, it's just.
I mean, imagine looking at a 4-man split and then another 4-man split, and then just praying to God he jumps to the guy who's about to make a decent play.
Yeah.
And if your director sucks, like the majority of them do.
And the best part with AGL is that we had these
you can't really say best part.
We had 4 screens here. And we had 4 screens here.
Right? Oh, yeah.
And so instead of what would make sense, you basically had the split, and there'd be this 4 red team, this 4 blue team. No. Instead it'd be like the top is one team, and the bottom is one team. And
that's
just
so stupid.
It's just asinine to look at.
Who built that?
No. So get this, right? I used to have to it was basically set up like if this was a monitor, this was a monitor, this one. I was like, all right, Pistola's going here. Yeah. Now Ogre 2's going this way. And, okay, there's
Maven, could you check that monitor down there and tell me what's going on? It was just... but
mess.
Point being, for us and for the viewer, God, is it easier and better.
Dude, it makes online like a thing. Like, do you think these 2Ks would happen every single weekend or 5Ks would happen every single weekend if MLG didn't have a Codcaster mode?
Well, probably not. I mean, for us, a lot of times, we'll hop in during a 2K, and it's kind of nice to watch, since we have experience dealing with the broadcaster mode all the time, it's nice to watch the players. But at the same time, it blows. Like, trying to watch that little mini-map they have and kind of understand everything that's going on compared to when you're in the feeder mode or broadcaster mode, it's a joke. It's so much easier to understand what's going on.
I'll fire this one at X. X, would you like a map overlay for Halo?
Like, what do you...
like, kind of like the mini-map in...
Halo, you would need it, I think, just because I think I would want an overlay of the map, and I would also want kind of like a graphic built into the game with all the weapons and the timing for when they come up.
I think
that's a little much.
You need to have something like COD.
You have to have something like that for the weapons. You can't
just have a radar. I mean, that'd be as bad as watching COD from a player's perspective. Like,
could you imagine, like...
No.
Could you imagine casters who... didn't really know what was going on, trying to count weapon spawns and who was what was coming up when, and that's like a huge thing to talk about.
Well, that's kind of the thing. It weaves out the people who suck.
It wouldn't be that hard. You could do it kind of like those old timers you would download for Halo 1, for your PC.
Oh, well, that changes.
It would have the pictures of the weapons and would have a time. If it's something that can be timed, I don't know how they're going to do it, but if it is in broadcaster mode, there should just be one of the corners would be dedicated to snipers, rockets, shield invis, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it would have a bar that built or a time or whatever it was. I think that would be something that Quinn, bravo. So
somebody watching.
I think
anyone.
For me, one of the biggest things I think, and I've been kind of like on a teeter-totter with it. And like we all know how we all feel about coaches.
Whether you like boys or girls?
Yeah. It's, it's whatever. Or dogs. That's all in the equation. Cats suck. If you like cats, you are probably a sociopath. But anyways, for me, we all know, everyone here on this show loves coaches. Only because we've been one. Some of us try to still be one. And, we just know what they do for the team. I don't know if I want like a static timer or a dynamic timer on power weapons. And the difference here, just so I can clear it up, a static is more like Halo 1, where it's like rockets come up every 2 minutes, guaranteed, no questions asked. Whereas a dynamic, it's basically when you pick it up or when the weapon goes out. So let's say I have a sniper and I finish out my final round and I drop it, that's when it gets timed. I don't know which one I want.
I'm an old school guy, so I think static is better.
Didn't they change back and forth between games, kind of?
Dude, just from a...
Hold on, Matt.
Yeah, a little bit. There was never a static like Halo 1 again, though. But just thinking, just the strategy that went into it, whether it was trying to double up a power-up, like you knew it was you could get that invis, and then like right away it was going to be back, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or just controlling it, because the way it works now, like in recent Halos, the team that picks up the sniper... the other team can notice right when the time goes off and keep track of it, but it's just, I don't think it's so much more better if it's just balance. You want more balance, and if it's balance for everyone, you know right when it's coming.
Well, here's where I would argue the point of dynamic, right? Okay. We're always trying to build this like a sport, right? And you want to have as much engagement as possible. What better way than to make coaches actually worth a shit for teams, right? Think about this, all right?
That's true.
The only reason we picked up FaZe back in the day was because when you fell off with the sniper or the sword or you ran out and you dropped it, that's when you start the timer. That's where X came in. Other than that, we were just like, what the shit? I don't know. Let's just wait for it to. We think we see it and then we just shoot at them.
We just shoot time.
It was seriously dumb. It was dumb. And then with X, it was like, okay. X, this is the time. And I was like, okay, fantastic. So now you know. And then when you have control of the power weapons, you have control of the game. So that's my only... Because if with the static, you have to basically pray to God the spawns don't suck. That's what made Halo 1 static, I think, so good.
Yeah.
True. God, Halo 1 was just a thing of beauty.
Yeah. X, I don't know if you saw this, right? So, Maven and I go to install Halo 4 today, or just see if we have the game. No, turns out we don't own Halo 4.
Yeah, we get it all set up, so we get the stream ready. We get all the 360s set up, both monitors, and then I'm like, yo, grab Halo 4. We're like, oh. So we go searching through the drawers and I still have to unpack half the shit I brought to Scott's place, so I still have 2 bags. We end up with, I think it was 4 Halo 1 copies and a Halo 2 copy.
Yep.
Not a single Halo 3-4 reach. Not once.
I have a copy of 3. I think I got a copy of 2 laying around here. Yeah, I had to go buy 4 today. It was $11. You know what
this guy said? He said that Halo Reach, no sprint, is better than Halo 3.
Online, I'd agree with that one.
Online, thank you. Yeah. That's why I said it was online.
Oh, yeah. The registration just works.
No question.
That's just how. That's the beauty of it.
I didn't remember, for whatever reason at the time when we played Halo 3 online, I played it. I think I quit kind of midway through the life of the game, but I played it a lot. I don't remember it being nearly as bad as it is. Going back and playing it now,
it's so bad.
I just thought about some Mortal Kombat shit, just kick me off a ledge and just spikes.
Well, we saw how that worked out for the Chief.
Yeah, poor Chief is just.
Still can't believe it.
Yeah, that's the hardest I've ever seen you.
That's the hardest I've laughed in a long time.
Just streaming. Well, I
felt like I was getting tickled by a bunch of midgets.
I tried to sit him here, and next thing the leg shot. It's there was a spring in here.
You can't make stuff up like that.
Poor Master Chief.
So, ruling, static or dynamic, Maven?
I'm a Halo 1 guy. I will always say static 100% of the time.
X.
Static, yeah. I prefer static.
Really? I think I'm the only one who would go dynamic.
I don't know. I'd be interested to see, I guess, what, I was gonna say current pros, but I mean Halo's kind of there's not a lot going on as far as professional events except for iGaming now. But I'd like to see what
ran by us.
That's actually.
I'd like to see what existing kind of pros thought, but I think it would depend on your age. If you're like 24, 25 and above, probably going static. Younger, maybe more of a dynamic fan. I don't know.
I don't know. I think if anything, the younger generation would be like, oh, screw it. Static's much easier to retain in your head than it is dynamic.
Yeah.
That's because we learned how to count as kids. I mean, they all have TI-83s out of the womb now. So
yeah, and Asian companions, they're sidekicks instantly.
Adding everything up.
We're gonna go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, more. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the Respawn. Gandhi, Maven, X, and it's time. Ranked playlist. Starting off, you with the face.
Me.
And don't give me the cop-out Halo 2 answer.
No. I want ranked playlist, obviously as bad as anyone, but I think they need to somehow, and we've had this conversation before, my biggest issue with Halo is kind of what happened during, I guess, Halo 3. Was Halo 3 the first that had the actual MLG playlist, or it happened in 2 as well? I think it was 3, right?
No. Happened in 2, right?
I think it was just
2 was technically called hardcore.
Well, I think I hate that it becomes like this casual game, and then there's just this hardcore playlist. Like I want it to be more like League or Call of Duty or whatever. Like when you play the quote unquote competitive set, it's the same damn game for the most part as the casual, just like some tweaks, like League or StarCraft. When you play like what basically I want, so when they're watching these competitive tournaments, it's the same thing that people are playing at home. Yeah. Whereas with Halo to this point, it's not that. It just hasn't been.
It wasn't even that in Halo 3.
No.
Because they changed even the bullet magnets.
Yeah, it never has been. I think that's a big problem. And you want,
it's a huge problem.
When kids go watch, like even with COD, like there's some changes with perks and stuff and guns. Like there's some changes. But for the most part, when a kid goes and watches like his favorite COD player play, he can go back and kind of mimic that play style or weapons and stuff to a degree. Whereas in Halo, you can't go watch a 4v4 tournament with all the different settings, then hop into Infinity Slayer and try to play like that.
Well,
you're like, oh, there's a dude flying. There's a hologram.
There also needs to be like a little bit of a happy medium between the competitive side and the casual side.
I agree.
Because Halo 4, I don't want to say tailored to the casual, but it was definitely they catered to them. Yeah, but keep in mind, I mean, the campaign sells the game. And that's a fact. The multiplayer sells a couple, but the campaign is what makes people sell.
You have to have a casual audience for your game to be big, though. So you have to cater towards casuals. You do,
slightly.
But it's a balance thing. But it's just, I don't know. We'll hope they get it right. But as far as ranked playlists, yes, there needs to be ranked, and that is from a casual game standpoint. I mean, you can have Social Slayer and stuff too. Don't get me wrong, but from pretty much every major game type, there needs to be a ranked playlist. And I just hope it's not like, 99% of the game is one way, casual, and then you just have MLG playlists or hardcore playlists or whatever again. Because that's just, I don't know. I don't like it.
Well, no one does. That's the nightmare. And part of that, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it, part of that is the community's fault.
Yep.
And the other part of that's the developer's part because they put in Forge every year since Halo 3. If I have to play another gray Sanctuary map, I'm going to smash my head.
I hate that.
I can't stand it. Oh, my God, it plays good.
Make good maps.
Give two shits about if it plays well.
It looks like it was made in Minecraft.
Like, do you guys remember? Oh, you didn't even watch Halo Reach. Matt, you've been playing Halo Reach.
A little bit.
Yeah, I played Halo Reach. You've been playing it.
There's times where, like, Puckett and I would cast, like, in 2011.
You don't know which map you're on.
And I was just like, it feels like you're in a jail cell. Like, if they're going to do Forge, give me the ability to, like, paint Rainbow Road.
Yeah.
Like,
sometimes you can't tell the difference between, like, Sanctuary and Hit.
Complete sidetrack. If you haven't seen the trailer for the next Mario Kart, dear Lord baby Jesus.
Yo, that game looks sick.
Dude, it's going to be esports savvy.
So sick.
It's going to be esports savvy.
I heard about that.
Did you really?
That game looks... Yeah. I had more fun in a minute and a half of watching that than they
got the hovercrafts, right, Maeve?
There's nothing polite I can say about any recent games right now. So
I
had a lot of fun watching it.
Dude, not only is there hovercrafts, but they're actually they want to try like esports out. And Nintendo's looking for something because Nintendo's just getting stomped.
I
by
saw
PS4.
Mario hit a ramp, and all of a sudden, like, frickin' wings came out, and he was like crying, and I was like, "What am I watching?"
It's awesome. Is
I was
what it is.
so excited. It looks fantastic.
Do you think
God, did I change
that? That is.
Yeah, you just totally.
That would be like the worst full circle for me ever. That would make me the crappiest like redneck of all time if I'm casting
Mario
just a
Kart.
video game version of NASCAR.
Yeah, I mean that's like really the only thing you have going for you in our friendship is you haven't like tried to make me watch NASCAR yet. I mean,
Well,
you've
we don't
tried
have
to-
TV. So
You've tried to make me fish. You've
Yep.
tried to make me shoot a quail.
Yep. Well, quails are just.
But you
They're
haven't
not
been
even
like,
animals.
let's just sit down and we're gonna spend the day with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Is he the one that's
Yeah.
alive?
Yeah.
Junior.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Good job.
Yes.
Good job.
Yes.
Senior hit a wall.
Yeah.
Literally.
Senior,
Yeah,
he
it
ran
wasn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
but Mario Kart looks good.
Paul Walker.
Yeah. 3 tons of irony at its finest.
Oh,
Anyways,
terrible.
back to it. Ranked playlist. I
Yeah.
firmly believe that the Halo 2 ranking system just needs to stay where it was at. And the reason why I say that is, yes, will it engage people over the longevity of 3 years until they release the next Halo or however they do it from this point forward? Of course it will. But ideally, to weave out cheaters and everything, you gotta reset it with seasons. So make it a 50, give it masters, give it grandmasters, I don't care. Give it something, but make it so it resets after 3
Yeah.
months, 4 months.
No,
because
good
that's how
point.
you weave out the cheaters. Like, sure, you're still going to have, the Super Shredder 24 still being a scumbag because
Yeah.
that's just who he is as a person. Like, his parents suck and he sucks, so that's how it equals
Yeah.
out. But if it keeps resetting, he's not going to keep doing it.
No, that'd be a good idea to do
I think
something
they-
like that because cheating in the game is.
It-
I think the ranking system in Halo 4 would have worked had anyone
Yeah.
been playing the game. I mean, the problem with Halo 4 was there were so few people in the ranked playlist, at least for the hardcore mode, that you'd get on and you could get level 1s with your 50s because there were 300 people playing. I mean, if
Yeah.
it gets to the point where Halo's huge again, there are like thousands and thousands and thousands of people playing, yeah, I think you can stick with the Halo 2 thing. But if the population of Halo 5 is not
I
very
think-
good, it's still going to be an issue.
I think you got to get rid of some of these playlists, dude. Because
Plus,
I
you
have
don't
the
have
game.
15 to choose from.
I have the game up. I have the game up right now, right? So you have. Let's see. You have Griffball,
Yo, Quinn,
right?
Quinn, just mute it for the stream for us a minute. We're not just mute it.
Yeah, just mute it real quick. So you have Griffball, right? I don't think that needs. That's because you're just taking players from other playlists and putting them somewhere else. You're dividing like your fan base. You know what I mean?
How many does Call of Duty have?
Like Griffball can. I don't
There's a
know.
lot too, though.
Question.
Man. But a lot.
Call of Duty
work-
does have a lot.
A lot works when you have
Yeah.
a ton of people playing.
That's true.
Right, that's
A
the
lot,
thing.
also
a
good.
lot doesn't
That's
work when you don't have a lot.
Like I think for Halo, you would need Rumble Pit. I think Rumble Pit needs to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, some sort of free for all. Yeah.
I like doubles. I think doubles can stay.
Okay.
Team snipers should stay.
Yeah.
Head to head needs to come back.
1-on-1 needs to come back.
Head to
Agree.
head
That's
needs to come
4. That gives you 4.
Well, I think head to head with dedicated servers would be sweet as shit. If there's
Yeah.
a host advantage, that
Yeah.
would be fantastic. I mean,
That'd be great.
I hated head to head before because you get on and be like yellow or red bar, and it's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're shooting a potato
And
gun
then
at
it,
someone.
Yeah.
and then it turned into being standbyed, and then it turned into getting modded, and then it was a
So then you got SWAT. I think the SWAT need to stay. That's always been pretty popular.
It has, but it's just,
SWAT's been probably the most played playlist for like the last
Yeah,
like, 3
I would say big team battles
It's a
probably.
big team battle, yeah. But I get on
Yeah.
and like there's always so many people in SWAT.
That gives you
and
5
I
playlists.
Never get it. I don't understand it at all. SWAT is
I think-
awful.
Yeah, 5 playlists, and then you got big team battle, and then Slayer, and then I think you just make a competitive playlist, and that eats up because the CTF people and the Proving Grounds people are basically competitive players. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, no.
So there's no reason to have both of those playlists because you're taking what?
Well, the proving
Right now-
Proving
right
Grounds
now-
like a casual like 5v5 radar type mode.
No, Proving Grounds is 4-4.
I thought the proving grounds is the 4v or the 5v5
No, it's
radar.
for
No, no,
I
no.
played it today.
Yeah, it's Slayer and objective game types, battle rifle start, radar enabled, ordnance and abilities are off. 4-on-4.
Whoever said 5-on-5 was probably Mick.
That was Mickwin, yeah.
Oh, that's okay. I was like, I
Mickwin's
thought I heard
not-
5v5 somewhere.
So I mean that playlist and Capture the Flag can literally just be put into one. So instead of having only 150 people on Proving Ground, you'd have like 1,300.
Yeah,
You added that to the capture.
Again, like if the game succeeds and there's, I don't know, what was at the heyday, like 300,000 online at one time, maybe. I might be just making up numbers.
You never.
I think,
this is the
Halo
thing.
3 at 300,000.
This is the thing. When your game's good and there's a competitive tournament and a competitive scene for it, and you're not getting scumbag, you don't pay attention to the numbers because they mean nothing. You show up to the events and play. Do you think Nadeshot could tell you right now how many people are on Call of Duty?
No way.
0% chance. They just know viewers are there and they know money's there, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And that's what it was back then. Now it's like, hup, dropping 3,000. We're done, man. Pack it up. This shit's over. Yeah. And I know because I did it. That was me.
Yeah.
I watched it go from 420,000 online, and then in a week later when Black Ops 2 came out, drop down to 170, and then 2 months later go down to 50. I've seen it. It was the most depressing.
It was like the opposite of Counter-Strike Go. I swear, when I first started playing CSGO, there were like as many players as Halo 4. And then Valve was Valve.
Yeah.
Made the game awesome. And now it's got way more people on than it did.
Well, they did the simplest thing possible. And that was they said, okay, we're going to fund a tournament based on weapon skin sales. This is the exact skin for for the tournament.
There are
Buy
skins that go for like hundreds of dollars. Like,
you know what?
How easy would it be for 343 to remake? Since everyone's going to do it anyways, remake Midship and Sanctuary, just two maps on a DLC, and say buy this. It's going to directly fund a tournament. Every single person will buy it just because those two maps.
Yeah,
MLG did a similar thing with Dota 2, and that was brilliant. I mean, whatever it was off.
It was like a VIP package, I think.
It was some.
Yeah, you got to watch the game from
But like I saw Clap's tweets, and it was just like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. Next thing you know, it's like $77,000 more to the prize pool. So. Yeah, anything like that promotional stuff. I mean, it gives people a reason to play. I think they did the same thing with not just the gun stuff, but they had a I think community map pack that was released on CS:GO. Really? Same thing, and it made a ton of money for the event. So
go, Matt.
Should they put some of these other playlists into the social area instead of ranked? Like, should Team Snipers be in social? Like, I think ranked should probably be Team Slayer, the objectives, and the Slayer playlist. Lone Wolves and doubles should be ranked.
I think Snipers. I know you remember this from back in Halo 1, and also the first year of Halo 2.
Yeah.
Snipers Team Slayer competitive 4v4 is freaking intense.
Yeah.
Very intense. I would like to see it make a comeback.
Intense or demoralizing. I remember playing against like Ogres, Walsh, and some. I think I was playing with you, and I was playing with like Vash, and it was, what was it, Colossus Snipers? Was that the one?
Yeah.
They got us pinned in a base, and it was just like
getting pillaged.
I was just destroyed by an elephant.
Yep. Yeah,
just sexually abused.
I would like to see Snipers actually make a shot. I actually asked for that to be tested, and Ghost Sayami, Mr. Hat, just said, or a.k.a. Mr. Penguin. I call him. He does kind of look like Danny DeVito, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Think about it.
A little bit.
Yeah. He does kind of look like Danny
DeVito. He's got a little waddle.
Yeah. I asked him to try it, and he was like, nah. But all right. So coming up next, we're going to be answering some questions that you guys have submitted, talking about Call of Duty. So stay tuned.
Welcome back to Mr.x's Rainbow Thoughts.
What?
Presented by Rainbows.
Are we live?
And complexity.
That was the worst. That was the worst intro, dude. I was sitting there. I was like, "Does he actually know we're live?"
I was really confused. I was like,
Mr.x's Rainbows. I started thinking about Rainbow Road because you were talking about earlier, and then the fact that Mr.x is into rainbows.
By the way, speaking of Mario Kart, which we did a little bit, 16 courses are going to be remade in 16 new ones. 32 total courses in Mario Kart 8.
That's it.
Rainbow Road is back.
Somebody out there gets it.
Someone gets it.
Somebody, dude, look how blurry he just got.
I know.
It's refocusing.
It's man.
He's in some kind of scary movie.
Yeah, like Blair Witch Project. God, that movie sucked.
Do we want to kind of go just a little wrap up on the 2K yesterday, our thoughts?
Oh, yeah. So,
Complexity dominated.
Yeah, Complexity did a very good job. They picked up Ogre 2 in place of TP, who is always overlooked. And Ogre 2 led them to a first-round exit.
Yeah, I heard Tom didn't play bad, though.
No, Tom, I think, played well. I think it was Patrick, Mr.x, I think, had a rough game or two, or at least that's what Twitter
was it on the 360? Yeah, it was on the 360.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, Well, I don't know if everyone's playing a 3C. Most are for Niagara, though. I think it was was it TK that said for league play they're now playing on the Xbox One exclusively because Apathy got like an unreadable disc or something.
Yeah.
And,
I have no idea.
I think for me, as much as people complain about the 2Ks and the 5Ks just because it's online, it's probably where we as personalities learn the most about the teams. Because practice only means so much. People are going to try half-assed, they're going to do a little bit and this and that. But when there's money on the line and they have to bind these credits, I mean, they're putting everything out there. Sure, they may have the excuse of online, but at least they're trying, so we get to see what they're actually running. So I personally love the 2Ks.
Yeah, and it's easier. I mean, no offense, Puckett, sorry, but I guess probably because we are casters. We don't really ever watch people cast the 2Ks because it's better. For us, from what you're saying, it's harder to know what's going on, not in broadcasting mode, like watching a specific player, but it's much more helpful from a standpoint to hear their team chatter, like during games, and then like kind of what they talk about, like especially after a loss or a victory, just hearing them kind of go over stuff, what they could have changed, what they thought went wrong. That helps you. I mean, again, no offense to the casters, but it turns out the players know a lot more about what they're doing typically than the casters. And not for every case.
Hey, in domination, the key is get that B flag.
Don't let them take it back.
Don't let them take it back. We're getting two cap. They're getting two cap. They're going to want to change that as soon as possible.
Hey, whenever you can, get a second body on that B flag. You don't want to be capturing that sucker by yourself. Be like shooting fish in a barrel.
It's point being, it's very very helpful to listen to the players. And yesterday, I know we watched a good bit.
We watched basically
FaZe Black
TK solidify themselves as the biggest Warrior team. I think they've won back-to-back 2Ks with different fours.
Is that what you're going to
How did
say?
that happen?
I don't know because Sharp has been so bad online for so long.
I know.
And now, like, all of a sudden, he's
the
like,
one hosting, though? Isn't he their host?
I don't think so. No. I mean, I should know this, but I don't. I have no idea. All I know is that Apathy, he brings the noise, and he fits in very well on this team.
Yeah.
But you can't go to Niagara, so.
Yeah, but they got Mad Cat.
Which is still interesting to me.
Still
but
interesting.
He's a beast, so it'll do well, I think.
Hopefully there's no stage
what did
for
it come
him
down to? Oh, what we did see, Optic, all this money, fantastic organization, cannot get decent internet with all that money.
Nope.
Unfortunately, we saw Optic A and B, I guess Comcast went out for both of them, and they had to forfeit, I think both series. One forfeited to FaZe Black, right? And the other forfeited to TK.
Yeah, TK.
They had to forfeit those?
Yeah, they had to forfeit. Yeah. They couldn't get back on, man. That's Comcast for
Bose. Yeah, Bose and obviously the rest of the guys. Their whole team on the team.
It's it's definitely an issue that has to be addressed. But like at the same time, like online being this important, do you move to a place where you get better internet?
It's just funny to me, like if they with all the money they have with Optic, you think
but
they'd be paying for like a business line to the house.
No, they
at
are.
This point.
They are.
And it still has issues, dude.
It's Comcast. They have
and I would be having some work.
I know. I think I saw Hector tweeted out. They have like 3 or 4 business lines in that house.
That's just embarrassing for Comcast because I know I had Comcast in college, and it was either fantastic or complete horse doo doo.
I think they.
Well, the difference. Well, I know for us, how is it with their business line though? I know for us at least, we had like all the apartments in college, and basically, unlike Verizon Fios, where it's a direct line to your house and it's just your connection, the connection's shared over a certain district or segment. So if there's a lot of people on, it slows it down. So I don't know if it's like that.
I think they just throttle the internet for that house because they're using so much. Nade's streaming so much and just doing other types of things that, they probably use a ton of bandwidth, and then Comcast just kind of throttles it.
Yeah, it's the option.
Flame's busy just downloading
pictures of men with beards,
ethnic pornography videos, and how-to guides. I bet he's got like a whole section of just like how-to books.
Yeah, no. He's that guy.
How to beard. How to creep out women.
Yeah, definitely the latter of the two.
How to coach my team past top 12.
You didn't read that one too well.
Sorry, Mike. Flame, I love you.
Yeah, we don't love you.
How to get 20,000 followers on that.
I have a question. That is what I did. Yeah, right? I have a question that I've did in my video today. Can Complexity lose? And if so, who's your team who can dethrone them? Starting off with Mr. Complexity himself.
I mean, theoretically, anybody can lose, right?
Yeah.
That's the worst answer.
I mean, so I guess it's possible. I guess it's possible. What do you want me to say?
Well, who? Okay.
I'm gonna. Okay.
If it were to be anybody,
I'll rehost the question and pretend you understand
rehost the question.
Okay, so we're gonna pretend you understand everything. What's your team who can beat Complexity?
Yeah, Complexity lost the next event. Who beat them?
Who beats Complexity if it's
FaZe Black? FaZe Black.
Think FaZe Black?
Yeah.
These answers.
Dito's been the only consistent player throughout all of Ghosts outside of the people on Complexity. Dito's the only player from regionals to put up the same numbers that he put up at regionals. He put up at champs. Same numbers he put up at champs. He put up at packs. He's the only consistent player outside of those four. So FaZe Black.
I mean,
couldn't you argue that Proofy's just as consistent because he did very good numbers at regionals as well as champs?
Yeah, but look at Dito's placings compared to Proofy's though.
Fair, very fair.
I don't know, man. I thought we watched a lot of FaZe Black yesterday because I know well, we want to see how they're coming together because it's a even though it's not it's a Halo guy, but it really is just SB plus formal, which I really didn't think about that.
I mean, I blindly love Curse Black, blindly. They can suck. I still got him in my top 8.
For Enable.
Yeah,
Enable. By the way, yesterday he was just.
He played well,
melting people in the 2K. But back to FaZe Black. What we saw, at least we kind of talked about yesterday. They when things were going well, and they were kind of rolling, like the communication was great. They're real positive. Like it all sounded really good. Things seemed to kind of go downhill when they were losing. Not like they were yelling at each other really at all. It just seemed a bit like that energy and kind of positive demeanor went away quickly sometimes.
Well, when you're all dating one another, you expect a lot out of your partner.
Some of those conversations those guys have on stream, like,
is it safe to say
they share a bed?
Oh yeah, Saints and Form will get their own room with a single bed.
Oh yeah, that's at Niagara. That's exactly how it will be.
Yeah, that's
Sydney Saint's girlfriend will be sleeping on the floor, and
she gets a cot.
Be spooning with formal.
Yeah, she gets a cot. I don't think FaZe Black takes down Complexity anytime soon, and I don't even think they're my team to do it, man. I really don't. I think
who's your
for me, I think
who's your squadron?
I think FaZe Black gets upset by like someone else. I think they drop short. I think they end up being like Curse Las Vegas or Impact for a while, who just overlook everyone, even though they have no right to really overlook anyone. I think they just overlook and get beat by like a TK.
Yeah,
flat. I think if there's a team who can beat them with the track record it's been, is J-Cap's been doing it, man. J-Cap's there.
That's the other team I was going to say.
FaZe Red has been pushing hard. I mean, 2-0s, up 2-0s consistently, and they just fall short, right? Like, maybe with the addition of Theory. Like, Theory's never played bad versus Complexity as well. Like, when you go back and you look at Philly and you go back and you look at Columbus, like, he played well. But just both of those times, he's had teammates who drop 0 kills.
I could see FaZe Red. I kind of thought that maybe Optic with Proof would have a shot. But like, dude, just listening to them yesterday, I swear, like, was it me or just like Nade and Clay, man? And it could just be the pressure of a game, and it's just how they are. But it sounded like there was just
they sound chippy.
Like it's just ready to boil over.
Well, see.
Well, he's got the best insight on Clay, so let's hear it, X.
Well, I mean, I don't know what's going on there. All I can say is that, sometimes when it starts out as like a joke, right? And then like they just keep going at it, like barbs back and forth, and then I mean, you don't know, like one person can always just start taking it serious,
Yeah.
And then that throws everything off. You don't know. You don't know their dynamic. I didn't watch it, so I can't really.
The thing that was weird, it wasn't like a joke or anything. It was, and this is such like girls in a sewing circle kind of a discussion here, but like it was like decision making.
Yeah,
and
it was Nade Shot kind of telling Clay how to play in certain situations, and just how Nade said it and how Clay responded. I was like, there's going to be a wrestling match later, and I'm sure the relationship's fine, but just
I think there's obviously a humongous amount of pressure for anyone who joins Optic. because
Yeah.
ask the fans who the best player in the game is. It's Nadeshot, right? So anyone joining his team, if Optic doesn't see success, it's everyone else's pointing at them. So with that, I mean, Clay on Complexity, he was, I wouldn't say he was a leader, but like he was definitely always clawing to be the alpha on the team. Yeah. And I think everyone saw that. And X, you've lived it, right? Like he was always trying to be the one with the say. Mm-hmm. But when you have a guy like Pat, who's possibly, a sociopath, it's hard to deal with. And Krim, who has Asperger's, it's really tough. It's very, very tough to deal with that. TP, he can talk to TP all he wants, but I think Clay just maybe testing the waters with Nate. And I get it. I could get it. I see it. I mean,
those aren't the waters I would test. I mean,
yeah, and like stuff.
I wouldn't either.
Stuff could be totally fine.
Oh,
just
absolutely.
a couple comments here and there where I know at the same time Scott and I just kind of looked at each other like. It just seemed like there was just like anger and some of like this, and they were like nothing like bad was said.
Yeah,
The way it was said. It was. I think it was something like, for instance, like I think Clay was sniping with a pistol secondary in some of the SMDs, and he kept being like last alive. And Clay,
I think I saw this actually.
It's just like you're doing nothing for us. It's basically what he's saying. Like you need to have some because he's.
I think that was like almost verbatim.
No.
Yeah. He's like.
I remember that.
And I was just like. What is Clay? How is Clay going to take that? But
I mean, I get Nate is kind of right though, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I get what he's saying. Yeah.
You gotta tuck the snipe away. You have to.
Pat and Clay used to argue like that all the time too.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, and we saw how that turned out, dude.
It could be totally.
You guys Game of Thrones him. I guess that works.
I didn't see last night's episode. Was it good?
Last night's episode was it was very good.
It was.
I'll probably watch it like later.
There were some good.
We have scrims later, dude.
There's a lot.
Fleecy back?
Yeah, apparently we have Halo.
We have Halo scrims, man.
Yeah, I'm ready. I have my game already started up.
Okay, well we have a 5-minute drive, and speaking of which, it is 8:00, so let's get home.
You know what? It's time for some.
Get home, make a sandwich.
SAMMI.
We'll be right on. I'm gonna eat some tacos probably because that's all I eat.
As always, we love you,
but we don't love you.